Welcome back everyone to the channel and welcome back to Alchemy Factory. And I've been looking forward to getting back into this one. It's been a couple of weeks since I played it last. Now, what I've done off camera is gone round and I've took each one of these stacks off because most of these stacks had a lot of money tied up in them. So I've just replaced them all because we did put this new system in where only stacks of 1 silver goes into these machines because we have got a lot of machines down here for this mega build. This is currently the mega build for the growth potions we're trying to do. And what I've managed to do is all the money I managed to accrue from out of the machines, I've just put it into here. So this is constantly going to flow all the way into all these machines, fill everyone up, which as you see now, they all do have sand. And then the 1 coins are running all the way around the edge. Eventually they will come down to this box and then this box will turn them back into 5 stacks, which the factory downstairs is running 5 stacks. So if you have a look up here, yeah, the coins, it's took what it needs out and whatever it doesn't need is coming onto the belt. So that's going to keep going until we get really rich and then I can probably send the upstairs to 5. But for the moment, while it was filling up all the machines, that wasn't a good idea. So what do we want to do in this episode? So I've got a couple of little issues I've got to fix. One of the eagle-eyed viewers did notice I'd done an error on this one. So let's start with this. So yeah, this machine, it will start running. I did the maths onto it in the last episode when I was doing the editing. And the amount of coke powder we're producing is more than enough to keep all this charcoal going. Seems to be a little bit of a screen tear today, but I haven't changed any of my settings, so I don't know what all that is about. But yeah, here, there's no belt going up to this last machine, and it's also the same on there as well. So it's a very simple fix. Where's my things? It's 5. So like I said, it's been a couple of weeks since I played it. I just got to get used to all the controls again. So we're going into a double, and then we'll go down into a single, and then a single belt. We'll fix that problem. And then we'll go and fix the one on this side. And also, I did notice a problem when I was editing the videos. That when we were setting up the malachite, I found out the issue why the malachite was always struggling. And we've always fallen behind with it. Which we'll go down and fix in a minute. So all this is fixed. So that side will start running its wood round, but it's got nowhere to go until we finish doing this. And I do want to complete this in this episode. That's the main focus. So if we go downstairs and we look at malachite. So malachite, was it through here? No, that's... Where was malachite done? This one here. So malachite needed clay powder at 30 a minute. It also needed impure copper at 10 a minute. So I've lost my controls there. Okay, so if we go down to this here, this is producing out 5 a minute. And then if we have a look at the charcoal powder, I'm pretty certain it's the clay that's the issue. It might not actually be. So clay, to do the 30 a minute this needs, it means we would have to have 2 lines of sand, and I'm pretty certain I've only got 1 line of sand coming in. Yep, only 1 coming into this point here. So it does mean where I've got this going into 2, I need to move this over 1. Reconnect the cannon, which I need to figure out. It's over here, isn't it? Was it you? Yeah, you're the sand. And then I've got to somehow get another sand line to purchase the money and to come into here. Now, we do have a money box over here, which is being thrown away, so I could just set up something temporary in the middle. Now, this is only a temporary setup as well. It did manage to produce a diamond, I just noticed. So let's get that into the shop for selling. But money-wise, we're not struggling with money anymore. Yeah, I've only got 1 in the inventory. So what I'm thinking of doing is moving this setup. Actually, we can get away with it. We can just put it here. Spread some money from this cannon to come over this way. We'll have to move you. Where are you going to? You're going to that one up there. Should be to this. Yeah, because that was feeding back onto the line. Okay. So instead of this being directly on the box, I need a space. So if we go there, and then we can also go... we need to get the steel, but I did fix the steel up in between episodes as well. So in the last episode, that can get connected back up to there, and then we just got to put a single belt in there. Just like that. Okay, end of day report. Okay, so we didn't have a bad day in the shop. What do we get? 7. Oh, it's still adding it up. Running for the contract. So we did 878,000 in the shop. And what's our expenditure? Shouldn't be too high because most of the machines were set up previously. Okay, it's a little higher than I thought it was going to be. So it's about 800. So we're about even at the moment. Which is not great, but it's not terrible. So we did set up this little box over here because we kept them running out of steel. We now got some steel so I can build more cannons. That was the issue we had upstairs. So 50% is going in there, 50% is going upstairs. So what we're going to want from here is another cannon. It can go off the same point, so would that be good? It doesn't matter if I put another belt here. It's still only got one output out of here. Yeah, one will go in here, one will go into here. I might even set it so this gets the priority because this is where we're going to be needing a second sand line. Now, I do want to have a look at the quest, and I have disconnected the malachite just for the moment. So we need a sand crusher. So that's got to be the stone crushers with the advanced grinders, and we need a full triple. Which one's the triple? You. Okay, so we've got everything we need. We just need to figure out where we want it. Now, it's going to be shot into the back of these two machines here. So probably something just out here. I know it's a bit ugly. We could easily throw the money from there to come into the back of these three. I still need to fix that one output on the left. I think that should be good enough. Probably go back one more. We'll just put it there. So we just need a... What are they called? Hoppers here. We need to redo this one so it connects up to the belt properly. So taking it from the bottom, bringing it onto there. And then we need to set up this extra cannon to throw some money this side. Now, what have we got this set up for? 5 stacks. It'll just take a little bit of while to load these machines up. Okay, just put a bit extra money in there. So this should all get running, and when this has got money, it will bring it over to here. It might run out, it might even... Yeah, I think I am going to have to put a filter on here. I want this cannon to get all the money. It doesn't need to go on the belt. There's enough over there. So we want a priority split. I always get these wrong, but this should be right. So we could have this coming direct from the box. The priority is going to be the bottom line here. This is where we're going to have one cannon. Yeah, that'll be fine there. And then you will come back over into here. So any money our contracts make will be coming into this box and prioritising into this cannon first. And then we'll set up the other one. So what was it? A lab stand, which is 5. Belt coming off the top. And then a lift coming round here. And the cannon doesn't even need to go onto the floor. Got some blocks I can just quickly grab. Yep, that's connected up, and you can go back up there. So as soon as this machine's filled with the money it needs, it then will then send it back onto the belt. So a nice little simple setup. Now, the next setup we've got to change is you. You're coming from sand. Now, I need it to be coming to this point here. I need to remove you. We'll remove you and remove the stand. Put one of you there, put one of you there. And then we just got to reposition these. And this should really speed up our malachite production. And then we'll just take a copy of you there into here. And then we just got to put 2 hoppers on the end and then reconnect everything up to the hoppers. So swing you round. You matched up and you're matched up there. And then we just got to connect the cannons up. This one's probably going to go to the furthest if I can get it there. No. Won't go there. It actually won't go to either one now. Why? Is it the ceiling issue again? It is. So in that case, you're just going to have to move the cannon a little closer. Because I can't take the ceiling out because it's got all the buildings on upstairs. Let's see if I can get you into the back one. Nope. Still needs to get closer. That should work. Okay, you can go into this one. That will have to do. We just tidy up this belt so it looks a little better. And you're set up to start sending the sand back into... We had you in the closest one, so I need to get one into this side here. Because it's 2 squares away, I'm thinking I could probably get this cannon from this position. Perfect. So we just got to get the sand from here, thrown into here. So easiest way, let's put... Yeah, we only need the 1 belt. This is running at 60 a minute. The cannons can throw actually more than 60. I think the cannons by default can go 120, is it? Oh, there it is. Couldn't figure out the controls. It's been, like I said, it's been a while. So cannons fire 120 minutes as the base amount. Catapults only do 60. That's why I do try and use cannons when possible. And then we just need to get 1 more hopper onto here. Have you started pumping sand out? Yep, all 3 are coming out with sand. So that should really boost up that malachite production quite a lot. Making sure everything's working. It is. And at the moment, there's not much money coming out because it's waiting for the next contract to complete. Which it's going to take a little while. We could put a little money box on the side here as well to help feed it if we really wanted to. Would that be a good idea? No, I think it's okay. This is just going to double up the production we initially had. Let's see what quest is first. Because there is a lot of quests that's appearing with black powder and stuff we don't currently make. So that one just wants a Jupiter and a Mars. We should easily be able to do that one. Let's turn these 2 quests in. So first one's going to give me 62,000. And then the second one's going to give me 484,000. And then we will try and make a push for blast potions pretty soon as well. So what have we got money-wise? Let's put all the coppers away. And put a big stack of silver down there. Have a look at how our belts are doing. So yeah, the belts are catching up slowly. The stuff upstairs has took most of the money it needs. And this one here is my other diamond. I haven't extended that. I really did want to, but we had a nail issue. Let's get back upstairs and let's continue with that build. So I did have a think about this in between episodes. And I'm thinking about stacking, because we've still got to get these 3 lines of sand over here. These should have been the first 3 to go at the edge here. The way I've got this one. I really need to get these connected up first. We'll just put them there for the moment and see if we can work with them. So we add you in. We've got nothing into here, so I'm going to see if I can get this far one over to the second. It does go, and then that will allow that to start getting some of the fluids. Was it aquavita? What fluid was this? It was brine. Okay, this one's probably the next best one to do. How are we doing this? We're just having them on to like that. Because this is slightly further away. So I've got 1, 2, 3 set up. So this is the 4th. And it will reach perfect. And we was doing a double like this, wasn't we? Yep. And then this one, we should be able to get you into that. We'll get this part set up and then we'll worry about the other part in a minute. So we've got 5 cannons, 3, 4, 5, okay? We'll get the next 2 set up. And then we just got to worry about getting the charcoal in after that. You can go into there. Leave 2 spaces, put a double. Actually, we just do 2 at a time, otherwise I'm going to confuse myself. You can go there. You can go there. Now, because we'll have to move this belt, which I sort of expected, was something I thought about in between episodes, thinking that's not going to work. And then you can go into there. And then you would have to come probably from the 2nd tier down. Then we'll go up to the 3rd tier, 4th tier, and whatever. Because we have got a lot of lines. What is it? 12, I think it was, if I remember right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 there, 6 there. So that's 12 lines we've got to have down here. So ideally, we didn't really need a cannon there. We could actually change it slightly. The cannon could go there. Just have to rechange the way I've got the belts. And then that way I can have this in the same position. Yeah, I think that's going to work. So we just rethread these belts in. Okay, so you're set up. We'd have to set up 2 more for the next. So 2 spaces. Leave 2, and then we'll get these 2 cannons set up as well. Just make sure I haven't missed a cannon. No, that's that one there, and then we'll just have to reconnect that line in a second. Okay, so this is the problem for this one because it's too close now. Now, we could thread them in directly, but that's just going to cause problems. How else can I do this? Maybe moving you to that side would be better. Again, 'tis trial and error, this is. We'll have you on that side there, and we'll have you on that side there. But eventually we will come into that issue again, where these are going to be too close. So we might have to fire some of these to the furthest ones and repeat it on the other side. Okay, so you're going into that one. And hopefully you can go into this one. Brilliant. The belts are running. These are still working. That's all working. And once we get the charcoal in. So let's connect this charcoal back up. And I think the next one will bring it on the same. To be quite honest, we need it as close as possible on this first tier. Because we need it in that machine. So, no, we'll do it from the back side. I'm just trying to think in my head how I'm going to thread it. So I think we just run it straight over the top. We can put a lift from there straight the way over. We'll work it from closest to the furthest. Wow, that day went fast. Okay, that was a much better day. 1.45 million we earned. We did sell 2 diamonds and we're only selling 5 malachite a day, so it's not a massive problem. And 499,000 we spent out. Fantastic. Going back to that, double the amount. So yeah, we'll move you from there. We'll put a belt, which is 5, is it? We'll have you running up to the side. Oh, press the wrong key. Right up to the corner there. Then we're going to lift you onto the top. So we've got to take it. That should be correctly. And let's put you up to the corner. Brilliant. It's connected. Charcoal's coming through. That's what I needed to see. And again, this is where we're going to be using lots of nails. That's why I've got the 2 boxes over there. We will go and empty it in a second. This has to go into the second machine here. So we want it up to that point. And yeah, let's just bring it down here because the other machines haven't got to come up this far. So dropping off at the bottom, taking it from the top, and then we just got to connect up that belt. All the way down to here, and that should get the second machine running. Let's go and grab some more nails. Let the boxes stack back up. Because we're going to need a lot for this. So that will catch up in a minute. And let's get the third line in now. So, again. No, just want you to go straight. Then you have to come down to the third set of machines, which is about here, I think it was. Yeah, we're taking it in on the closest. Let's just put that belt in. So it goes in like that, and then comes into this one as well. Then we'll drop the little thing, the, what they're called? Power lifts? Conveyor lifts, I think is actually what the game calls them. And then we'll connect up that. So again, from here. We want you to take it from the bottom machine. Just bring it above the other one. Up to the corner. Make sure it's connected. Yep, we can see it coming out. And then we'll take you as far as we can, which is about there. And we're out of woods. But we've got massive amounts of wood down here. And we'll go and check on quests in a bit. I just want to get some of this set up. So did we actually set the recipes up? We did. We're probably still waiting for charcoal to come down. Oh yeah, because that was the first set of machines. So 2 of these equals 1 batch. Let's take you from that point all the way down until that goes blue. I just need to get a bit closer. Perfect. So then we'll set up the next set. So from there up, going across. And then I've just got a figure. Yeah, I don't want to go any higher because we have got to get cannons behind here to go up. We could also, if we desperately need to, put a lift going up and cannons across the top, it would work as well. But I'm thinking if I can get this batch of 3 in the next line across, that might actually do another stack of 3 in front of it like this. You go up to there. And then you would get connected to this one, is it? Yeah. And that's a second set. And then we've got another 4 sets to do. And you will come up to there. Let's connect this part up. How are we going to do it? We'll just lift it straight up at this point. It's this belt here. Actually, we'll just lift it up in front. That's fine. So take it from the back, and that's perfect. And let's just put the belt in. Up to the corner. We just got to make sure these belts don't join because they do need to be kept separate. And we've already got the finish point. Just need to get a bit closer. You go like that, and then we just have the little lift. Going in the bottom. And take it off on the top there. Get the next set up, so leave 2. Now we know these cannons are probably going to be too close now. I think I might set the cannons up and see where they can reach to. 2 spaces, a 2, 2 spaces, 2. Hopefully I haven't made it too difficult for me. Did I do that right? Yeah, the last one's going to be a single one. Okay, so let's get the cannon on the edge there. And there. And we'll see where you can reach to. We've currently got stuff going into... Let's just double check. Yep, we're on this section. Oh, actually, this section has stuff coming in, so we need to start on this one. And it will reach, so that's still helping in my favour. You won't reach. That's what I was worried about. So you'd have to go to the next... you won't reach because of the belt. So we've probably just got to set the belts up after we do the cannon. Ooh. Sorry, I'm getting confused again where I've got up to. So this is the one here. Yeah, it just won't go in there. Expecting you to go into that one, so it looks like it's missing 2 to get into one. Wasn't expecting to have that much of a gap. So that sort of shows me that it's probably better to do the cannons first. Because you can easily see when they're not connected, the cannons. What are we missing? We're missing gears, but we've got loads up here. And I'm just going to connect this all the way down. Then we've just got to work out which is the best into where. So currently I've got nothing into here. So I need to find the closest cannon which can use this. Too close for you. Too close for you. Probably this one. Doesn't matter what direction it comes from as long as they get connected. So we've got you connected into there, but we've got nothing into here. We've just got to connect up 9 more cannons. So what can go into this one? Closest you can go is there, so we'll have to send you there. I need something into here. Just going to put a little marker down because I'm getting myself confused all the time. So we just need to find something into these two. Definitely too narrow for those. You've already been set up. Maybe you. So then the next question is, can you go into the next one? You can. So we connect that belt up. And then I'll just do that as my marker. So we've currently got something into there. We haven't got something into here. Brilliant. We've connected it up. Five more to go. So we've got 2 cannons there that's not being used and 3 at the bottom there. So I want to get these 2 connected up, I think. Okay, you can go into that one. And you'd have to go into the next one there. So I've got this one and the end. So we take you to the furthest we can go, which should be that one there where it hasn't got anything in. Yeah, connected, connected, connected. And then 2 left into here. That should be fairly easy as long as they will reach. And they will. Last one. Perfect. Okay, so that's made my job a little easier now. I've got the cannon set up. And as you see, we've got 2.5 of these sections done. This is the next one to connect up, which we need to figure out how we're going to be putting the... So probably something like that. And then I think we need to go 1 tier above that. That should be fairly easy. Take you from the back, bring you above it. And then we'll have to put the belting in. Up to the corner. And take you back down to the next joining. Which will be that one there. So we've nearly got this live. And then we'll have to deal with the other part afterwards because we've got to merge the clay powder with... I think it's with the brine stuff. But we'll deal with that in a second. So, stuff's moving along. So now the belts are connected up down there. Perfect. And then we just got to connect this one up. Drop onto the bottom. And bring it up 1 to connect. So we've got 6 lines done, so we've got to get these 6 lines now. Now I am tempted to use... Now the charcoal could be split. These had to have an individual because it needed 4 lines of sand. But the charcoal, it only needs 2 lines into 1 set of machines. So the next set would be... So that'll be 1, 2... 3, 4, 5, 6. That's fine. We might be able to... I think it's too far. But what I'm thinking of doing is putting you there. Put the belts in like we was doing, just coming off the top and seeing if I can get a cannon into here. If I can, it makes the rest really easy. Let's take a copy of a cannon. And we're going to be needing 2 lines to go over there. We'll get one closer. Can you reach into that one here? You can. That's fantastic. I wasn't expecting it to. So let's connect you up. Take a copy of you, and then we're just going to repeat this for the rest. Unfortunately, it's not going to be symmetrical, but it's going to be the best I can do. And then I think with the next one, we're going to put the cannon in front of it. But we need to go and pick up the steel. Should have enough in the box to keep us going. Yeah, 151. That's going to be enough. And while I'm downstairs, let's go and check on the quests. So we had a random quest with malachite and yeast powder. Let's go and get that one dealt with. So yeast powder should be fairly easy because I did put a filter box down here a couple episodes ago. If I can remember where the box was. I think it was this one. There's another 3, and let's put a 2 in. Brilliant. Got my 45 I need. And then the malachite should be working much better now I've fixed. Okay, not as good as I was hoping. So to do that quest, I'm going to have to break that band again. That's going to take some time to stack up. So yeah, I think we doubled up this sand. But the only way we'll get this is if we double up this and we just haven't got enough coming through with the iron sand. I'd have to do a whole new setup for that. So I think this is about the best this is ever going to get with the malachite for me, and I'm always going to have that problem. Okay, so where did we get up to? We got up to... So we've got another 5 to connect up. So you currently haven't got anything in there. So if we put a cannon... I'm thinking 1 in front. That way I can sneak a belt just like that. Perfect. You will go into where I want you to. And then let's just repeat this. And this build was just massive, this was. But I'm glad I did it. And we can put this cannon. Okay. Because this is the next one, it's going to need to go underneath. I'm going to do that. Only got a stone block without me having to go in the menu. Yep. This side's not going to have a belt underneath. This is just going to come up to the cannon. And we'll have a cannon there. And a cannon on top there. So this one here will go to the bottom cannon. And this one will have to go directly up to the second tier into the cannon. Perfect. And then we can repeat that for the next side as well. So the next one to connect up was you. Yeah, just a couple of more. Let's get the cannon at the front set up. Perfect. And then we'll repeat the same again here. Couple of blocks. Couple of stands. And a couple of cannons. You go into the bottom. And I could have moved this back one if I really wanted to. Now I've got this set up. I like this better than I got the first part set up. But it's fine. You're slightly closer, so we'll try and set you up first. Perfect. And the last one. Fantastic. Get that last cannon set up. And I think the hardest part of this build is now done. So yeah, every machine set up. We've got clay powder coming out there. And then we need to have a look at... I can't remember what we was actually doing this in. Growth potions. Let's just have a look in the menu. And these don't need to go into the shop. We've already got a separate setup for that, which I will feed onto a belt. If there's any extra sitting over there, then we'll use them. So currently, this needs to be in a advanced blender. I thought I left one on the floor, but I must have took it away. So we'll just drop one down here. There's the advanced blender, just so I can see my numbers. Set the recipe up as grow potions. So it needs chamomile powder, it needs clay, and it needs brine. So we've got the clay powder and we've got the brine already sorted. We just need chamomile powder. Did we set up those yet or not? No, I haven't. So the next part is we need to get up chamomile powder. I can't remember how many. Did we actually build the fertilizer over here yet? Oh no, because it's going to use the growth potions to power it. Okay, so just looking at our money, 500, 669,000. Yeah, 669. And how much did we spend out? Not much at all. 383,000. So we're still making a nice healthy profit. And being as though I got all my money out of them machines that was just stacked up. I think it was 10 stacks of silver we was putting in initially. Now I've got a plenty of liquid finance about as well. I just want some growth potions on me just to set up the chamomile powder. Now, do I have any seeds on me? I have 3. That might be enough, but I don't know. Let's have a look at the quest while I'm over this side of the building. I've got enough on me to already turn it in, so let's just send it in. Just some glass and some bricks. But I have released the money, so the money should be going around the factory now. Just want to check the belts over here. Yeah, belts all coming down, and then it's going back into the bigger stacks. I could put a box here, which I think I am going to do. Just as a buffer in case this slows down. But it shouldn't do. But just in case it does. And let's just put half my money over here as well. I will keep the belt healthy downstairs. And we'll check throughout the day on that malachite. So yeah, chamomile we need. I think we can do 60 a minute. And we want to get this up to 60. So we've got to times this by 6. And I think only 2 chamomile flowers is all we need. So you would have to, we'd have to have multiple of these as well. We would have to have 6 of these machines. Each one would just take a straight clay belt, so that's fine. The chamomile I can do on this side, and piping I can just send above. I don't need it on the floor. I can send it straight up to a ceiling and bring it across the same height I've got here. Which is where the floor height is, where them are. Okay, I've got enough for that random quest, so let's go and turn it in. I did make an error upstairs, which I'm going to go and rectify now. So we don't want any coppers on us. 129 silver, that's fine, keeping on me. So the clay machines are all down. But if we have a look at the advanced blender, which it needs to be in for this recipe. Keep you over here for the moment. it needs to be clay powder, not clay. So each one of these machines have got to have a grinder at the back of it. Just on the port that comes out. And we'll still have to do the same system as before. We will have to only have 4 of these machines going from these grinders into the next part. So let's just connect the machines up. So I'm going to be coming somewhere into the center. So we'll just do that for the moment. I'm thinking having the machines in the middle to make it. So we want 6 times the amount, so we need 6 of these. That's what I'm planning for now. So everyone has got clay powder in there. We also do need to bring in chamomile powder. And the chamomile also has to go through a grinder. Now, every 3 machines will need a chamomile, but every machine would need a full line of clay powder because 60 a minute. I'm still running at the base amounts because it's the easiest way when you're doing videos. So I'm thinking probably leave 3 spaces. If I leave 3 spaces and have these machines in the center, maybe with a space up the center. So I want to find my center point. So we know that is the center point there. So what I'm going to end up doing is using these ones. Is that going to be enough space? No, we'll bring it back 1. And I want to go 2 across. And then same here. That will allow me to get the 2 lines of chamomile up the center here if I need to. And I think that's the best way. We'll have 2 chamomile planters here. Now, the output of these machines do need to go into the chamomile. So, yeah, I think that will work. Having 3 there and 3 there. Then the outputs here can all be combined onto one belt, which would then go around and feed the chamomile. I'll just have to put some growth potions in to start with. So I think, yeah, I've left myself enough space. So let's get 3 of these machines up here. I'm just going to keep them all like that and then rotate them on this side. Now I could keep them on the floor. That would make... Actually, it would make getting chamomile in a bit difficult. So I think I want to plan for the chamomile first. So we're going to have 2 belts coming up. Just get the right direction. I want to leave a 1 space. So I'm thinking having this as a chamomile line. For the powder. And then we can lift it into there, there and there. And then we'll work out how we're going to get the belts in afterwards. But yeah, I think that's a good start. Start from there. Go up here. We'll bring it to the closest one. We don't need to get to the furthest one. Furthest one would actually be good to get the outside lines in. So here, here and here. Let's get that set up. Because all this is going to be, if you have a look, we need 60 a minute on a line. And we only need 20 a minute. And then we'll work out how much chamomile we need to do those numbers. So I think that's the easiest way. 1 line there, 1 line there. We'll have the grinder set up behind there somewhere. And then this one is going to be easy. So the first one here would have to go into this machine. This one would then come up here into this machine. And then the outside can come around the outside into there. Now, it does mean I will have to change this slightly. Probably bring it up and then drop it back down. So, little stand there. Need you to go into the machine, which it is, because it's gone blue. Ah. No. Because we're one tier up, it would just have to go in straight like that. Then we'll have to bring it up at this point here. And then we'll have to connect this belt. Like that. There's the first one already dealt with. And then we can repeat it here. So 2 belts across. We'll have to disconnect because everything's coming left to right. These have got to go right to left. We'll take them 2 away. We'll lift you up at the same point. Get them 2 belts into the machine. And then the one from the outside coming in. And then this one going in this way. So they all connect at this join in, they all connect at this join in. Yep, I think that first one's nice and easy to deal with. Second one. Same again, we'll need a couple of stands. And this time we'd only need the stand to come up here. Because I could just say you could just go up to there. Get another belt straight into the machine and then we just connect them up. Spin the top round until it's blue. Perfect. And then the last one just has to come up here. End of day already. These days are going very quick at the moment. I'm concentrating on these builds. But yeah, I think I've got that part sussed out. And then all we need to do is chamomile into a grinder setup next. Get in the brine over. I'm going to probably put a ceiling above it and have the brine go up to the ceiling and across the ceiling and down. I think that's going to be nice and easy so it's not taking any floor space. But let's go and have a look at the report. So no bad day. 776,000 we made. What's our expenditure at? 432. Yeah, as long as we're always making a profit on a day, I'm happy. And then you just come into here. Let's bring you up without connecting the lines and let's just do it as tight as possible. And bring you up to that point and then bring you straight up here. This is a lot easier than the last time I did it because I had it too close when the first time I tried this. Yeah, all that clay's coming into here, the clay powder. And then these lines are for the chamomile. So that side's done. And then we just got to repeat the same with the opposite side. So a couple of stands into the machine. Then we had a lift from here. From that corner there. And then lift it up here. Take it from the bottom, drop it on the top. And then I think I will repeat what I did here. Swing the top into the top and let's just thread up that belt nice and neat. Up to that corner, it's not joined, so that's perfect. Go wide and then connect up. So all the clay powder is done, which I'm happy about. We'll deal with the clay powder next. Oh, sorry, the chamomile next. So how many chamomile do we need with the growth potions? Because it's been a while since I did the first episode, so I don't know. Oh, actually, it was 60 a minute, wasn't it, if I remember right? I do have some growth potions on me. Let's put one in that outside stack. So yeah, doing 60 a minute. And then I need to see what the grinders do. So the grinders is 20 into 20. That's fine. So 3 grinders I need for this setup. And 2 chamomile plants. And then the output of these machines here all have to come onto a single line to feed the chamomiles. So maybe having the chamomile here And here might be good. And I don't need to do a triple stack or anything like that, because we only need one of each. I could do if I wanted to, but no, we'll keep these on the ground. So we're after the nursery. We do need to have a setup. I think I want to keep one space there like that. Just so I've got enough to put grinders on the side. Now, we're not going to be putting belts underneath, so I think I'm just going to use the blocks here. We want you to connect up like that. And I'm going to put one on there and there because it looks nice. And then we'll bring you down into here. Whatever doesn't get used, we'll then have going onto a belt. And probably catapult it somewhere over there for the next build. Because something's going to need fertilizer up here. Yeah, I think that's going to work. We would have to have something like that, I think. Then 3 grinders on like... And then rotate them round. You come up to there. You come up to there. We'll have to put the seeds in, which is going to be chamomile. And that should give me the numbers I need. Let's get the belts on the top. Running across there. And same here. And let's bring them down and connect this up before I put any fertilizer in. So coming out the bottom, connect to the top, and then we'll have exactly the same one over here. Out at the bottom, connect at the top. And just for now, I'm just going to do that just so we know it's going to connect up. Actually, we just go straight into the machine just so we can feed it for the moment. It won't start working until we've got the other thing in anyway. So what I want to do is put one potion into you. So it's going to use one every 14 seconds. That's 4 a minute. The other one's going to use 4 a minute. That will give me 52 on the belt. Yeah, chamomile powder's coming round. And then that should thread in underneath everything into the 3 machines. And then we'll put one into you as well. Just keep a couple on me just in case I need it. And because everything downstairs is already running at 60 a minute, I don't need to send this down there. That's okay, stopping with the advanced fertilizer, but any builds going forward will be using this growth potions. Just let them fill up. I was going to say watch for the output to come out, but we won't have no output yet. Thought the clay powder would have stacked up to 20, but apparently it only stacks to 12 in these machines. But we are seeing chamomile in every one of them. Okay, chamomile only stacks up to 3. Okay, so... Oh no, it does go up higher. Just very slow. It's also because I haven't got enough fertilizer to keep this going at the moment. So let's put 3 fertilizer in each. Just clear what I've got in my inventory. But yeah, happy with that. And then all we've got to do is the piping. Now, I only really technically want the 2 lines of the floor above up to this point here. And then I need to connect all the back walls on to do that. It was a new day. Let's see what the quest was for the day. See if I can do that first before cut away. Turquoise. I need to cut the malachite off again. But yeah, the malachite is struggling because of the... What's it called? The impure copper. So just for now, we'll cut this off just so I can get this quest done over the next couple of days. Yeah, let me just cut away. Let me get the ceiling in for the first two floors. And then I can then come back for the piping. Okay, so I've got the roof section in now. That looks fairly nice. And then what we've got to do is take this up to the ceiling. I don't think the pipes have a limit. So I could combine all these pipes into one. So when I get up to the ceiling, bring it up somewhere. It's got to be connected here. So probably bring it somewhere across this inside line. Probably going to need some more glass for this because there's going to be a lot. I was sort of expecting some more brine to be in these containers. But I'm guessing the sand just is going nowhere because all this is blocked up. But it will all go live pretty soon. So let's get the piping done. Our favourite part of the game. So we want to switch it so it's in the standing up form. Might be able to just thread that straight the way across. I don't think I need to keep it as 3 separate. I could if I wanted to. And bring each one down into 2 machines here and here. Would allow it to run a bit natural. Yeah, I think I will do that. So we'll take you from there straight the way up to the ceiling. Up to there. And then we'll do the same with you. And same with you as well. Okay, won't go any higher than that, so that'll do. And we want you just on the inside. Going to the last 2 machines. I just need to get my movement right. So I'm just looking on the floor. This machine and this machine just on the inside of this. Probably somewhere about there. Does look like I'm one lower than where I really wanted to be. Yeah, that's the line I wanted to be on. What do you need? You need iron ingots, okay. Should have an iron box somewhere around here. In the back here. Yeah, this extension I did with all the nails doesn't need it anymore. Just need to make sure this machine's still running. Yep. Still running, still getting me the steel up. I think I've got enough steel for the moment, so I'm going to send everything upstairs just so we can then start making this relic again. And we do already have a relic in the box there, so we might as well take it out. Let's check on this relic over here, because I haven't checked on it in quite a while. This is the ones we're using for experience. Yeah, those are all full. That will keep going again down there. Keep the Mars in there, and then all this will go into experience. And now we're looking on points. Looks like we recently had an upgrade, so we won't have another one anytime soon. So, first set of piping's already in, and then we just got to repeat it. And as we can see, we're already getting some growth potions out, so that's good to see. So, just having a look at the report. 119 growth potions are selling a day, so it's a fairly big seller, and it's getting us 150,000 a day. So that's a very nice amount of money. So 749,000 we spent out, or we earned, sorry, and 436 we spent out. So yeah, another cracking day. And as you can see, always pull my piping. So let me just go and finish off this piping, and then I'll bring you back. As you can see, the piping wasn't great, but it's the best I can do. It's very finicky, the piping in this game. Put the floor back in. And now we should have all these running. Now, hopefully it does stack up in here, even though the piping is sort of going up this way. Yeah, it seems to be, using it as a filler. So all these machines should be running now. Yeah, growth potions out of everything. Growth potions out the back of everything there. And we'll probably put it on the belt about here. He's probably the best bet. Could put an op and a couple of... Oh, we don't need you anymore because we're finished with you. Just trying to decide whether sending it onto the belt now is a good idea or not. Would allow everything to keep moving. How's the coins looking on the belt? Still fantastic. So we could take these up to 2 upstairs. How much is backed up in the box? Over 3,000. So yeah, we can take this up. We might even be able to take it up to the full 5. What we had downstairs. There's enough backing up. I think I can afford that. But we have growth potions, which is absolutely fantastic. And then we'll bring you around there. We'd want you to connect up with this side here. And then we just got to decide what we're doing the growth potions. I still think putting another floor all the way around. But it all depends on what our next build is. But we have finished the growth potion mega build. But just look at that. It is actually quite pretty. And I've got a lot of space here on the inside I could still do a lot with. I could have put the chamomile up in this corner. But this game does give you a lot of space, and you can go up to floor 100 if you want to. So what would be the next thing we would have on our... Well, we have got some upgrade points, but I don't know where I want to spend them yet. More on fertilizer is always a good thing. And no, we was doing we wanted the second quest today. So yeah, we'll put it into the second quest today down here. Random rewards. Because we do earn most our money off that. Is there another one that gives me now? There's 12 there. Ah, there is. There's another one down here, so I could have up to 2 extra quests a day. And yeah, I think more fun quest rewards is where I want to be putting it. Let's get down to this one. Let's go and have a look and see what quests they've given us. Because now we should have 2 a day. I think I messed up with the piping somewhere. Because it's in the shop for some reason. Don't know how that's happened. There was a lot of times where it went invisible and I couldn't see where it was pointed. So yeah, there's a lot of tidy up around here. Just going around and clearing up all these random pipes that's just ended up down on this floor. Actually, before we go any further, where are we on here? Last potions. Pocket watches, we can do the inventory upgrade, so why not? We'll go and do that. Let's go and get them pocket watches and see what we need for the next upgrade after. I have forgot to check that bench for such a long time. Let's just pick 2 off the belt. And let's upgrade. So the next inventory would need lapis lazuli and obsidian. We haven't even seen them on the quest log yet. So none of that is any use to us. Let's go and have a look at them quests. So I've got a random one and an urgent one. So the urgent one needs growth potions. We've got loads upstairs. So we want to get that done. We've got about 12 hours to do it. And then the random one, the malachite, should be ready yet. So let's go and get that sorted. I think I do need to start putting these into a big box. We'll put everything into a big box ready, and that'll allow me to do the quest as well. Okay, I've got all the items for those quests. That's going to earn us a nice chunk of change now through quests alone. So what have we got on here? 90,000 on the first one. and 304,000 on the second one. And those blast potions are filling... Not blast potions. The growth potions are filling up the chest upstairs really, really fast. But again, we're doing 60 a minute, so that means in a day we'll have about 1,200 of them. Okay, so let's have a look at next unlocks. Because again, I forgot where we got up to. So we didn't do... Drawbridge Conveyor. Why have I not... I've used Draw... Okay, so that's a new... I didn't realise there was an update. Oh, these are the drawbridges. What I heard about it. It was going to come to the game. I didn't realise they put them in. So as you see on the top there, that's a roof fitting. These are drawbridges that can connect and hang from the ceiling. Oh, I didn't realise those was in game. So yeah, that's definitely going to be something that's going to get unlocked immediately. Make sure there's no other new tech. So we have retractable beams. I did hear about these as well. I didn't realise those had come into the games. Now, before with beams, you either had a 3, a 5, a 9 or 11 or something like that. And you only had those sizes. With these new research here, the retractables, it allows you to have beams at whatever length you want them to be. That's a great quality of life. I didn't realise those come in. We haven't got down to black powder yet, which would be chamomile powder and charcoal powder and some sort of liquid to make black powder. We might be able to do that now. We've got the growth potions to do the what is it? I know it's sulfur powder, that is. And then we have the unstable catalyst, which is soap powder, gloom spores, sulfur powder mixed into a catalyst. So we won't do them until we need to, because we are on tier 7. We did unlock... Apparently we didn't do any research in tier 7 when I unlocked it. So let's unlock the alembic. We will have to unlock the paradox crucible because we will need that, even though I said I'm not going to use the normal crucibles. We still need to do that. And I need to get money because these are research are quite expensive these days. So yeah, let's get the thermic extractor. I think it's like 15 or 18 floors you need to be up to get those working. We're nowhere near that. We're only on 3rd floor. And we will unlock the advanced shaper as well. So let's all those do, and let's have a look at where we would go after that. So we could go into a Venus, but we would need the blast potions first, so Venus is out the question. We could go and make brandy, which looks like it's coke powder, which we have a lot of capacity up here. We would also need red currant. So I'm thinking brandy could be the next good one. Or we could go into lavender essence, which is normal lavender, which we haven't touched on yet. Don't know what that liquid is. Maybe it's off chamomile into a liquid. But where do I want to go? I mean, that will give us the perfume bandages for the upgrade. We can't do fertile catalyst because we would have to go back to unstable. And I'm pretty certain you need black powder. Let's do brandy, because we need brandy for the blast potions. So let me get all them research unlocked and then I'll bring you back. Just checking on the belt up here. Even the stacks of 5 silver, the belts are nearly completely full. Okay, so the belts downstairs that haven't recovered much yet. We need a lot of them 5 stacks to come back downstairs onto the belt. So looking at the next item, what we've just unlocked, the brandy. What does it need? So it needs coke powder, which we've got plenty on the line up here. It needs fruit wine, so we just need to connect up these growth potions onto the line. We definitely need this line running, because we're now doing stuff up here. And what was the brandy then? Oh no, that's producing 40 brandy. So we'd have to look at the numbers. So we need the alembic. Now, also as well, let's just have a quick look. Does it tell us how much we need for this? So this is producing 40 brandy. And then to make 10 blast potions, or is it to be 1 blast? So I think I do want to push onto there. I mean, topaz is not that hard. The crude shards I'm sending onto diamonds over here, we could easily send those upstairs. Make whatever that distance is, and we can get topaz nice and easy. So that's going to be sulfuric acid, which is sulfur. Yeah, we'll stick with the brandy. Brandy doesn't get sold in the shop. So technically, the brandy shouldn't appear on quests. So yeah, I'm going to unlock this sulfuric acid. Okay, so something's died on this side. Could it be a money issue? Maybe I've got the belting wrong. I didn't build anything above, so I should be okay taking the walls down. Yeah, you don't have one here because you don't need one. There's nothing on the top. You're all stacked up with coins, so it's not a coin issue. There's plenty of coins going into all the machines. But why have we not got any brine being made? I've broke something with my build. So this is rock salt. It should be coming out as salt and sand. The sand is going nowhere at the moment. Ah, would that be the issue? No. Sand's going nowhere because there's nowhere for it to go. Okay, we sold a couple of diamonds on this day. What's our total? I'm just looking at growth potions. We sold about 70 something. That's a lot less than the day before. But we made 1.32 million. And now everything's running upstairs. Nearly 700,000. So again, it's about half the amount. So yeah, I broke something with this build and I don't know what I broke. I think it's just an issue that the sand's going nowhere. And if the sand's going nowhere, then the salt doesn't get produced. And if the salt doesn't get produced, it slows everything down. So yeah, there's plenty of rock salt on there. You're filtering the salt on the top. Yeah, the sand's just got nowhere to go. So the easiest way to fix this issue... Didn't really want to have to do this, but I'm going to have to. Is I need to put a buffer over here. Because if the salt stops, everything stops. Okay, so that's got the sand going again, and then I'll do the same for the rest. Yep, brine started back up. So I'll have to have a look at my numbers. Maybe I've messed up somewhere with the numbers. But for there, we'll just put 3 containers, and if I need to send that sand down into a diamond build, I'll do that. But yeah, this is all working again. Definitely want to tidy up my pipes. But yeah, I thought I'd broke something on the back, but I haven't, so I can put them walls back in at any time. We're not technically using the upstairs yet, but I do want to tidy up these, get a better piping system. I'm thinking having all these machines connected into one would be better than individual ones. Because if you have a look at a pipe, it doesn't seem to have a maximum it can hold. So yeah, I think I am going to tidy this up, have one main line going across and have all the brine connecting up. But let's just have a look at this side. Maybe I've messed up something with my brine calculations. So you should be making 10 of each, if I remember right. Yeah, 10 of each you're making. We've got 30 in that stack and 30 in this stack. So that's a 60 belt of salt, which should equal 4, which I've got. And I've got the filter jar. Maybe putting a priority on the machines that have these 3. So the 3 sand, but them going into different lines, so that's fine. I think I just need to get the brine into all the machines and it will fix this problem. I think just for now, we're going to set up our belts. So yeah, I think it's time of plugging in this hole upstairs. We'll just take you up to that back wall for the moment. And this is just going to be the spare charcoal, which we will need for some of these new builds. And then we want to get the growth potions on the move. If we have a look in this box already, you'll see we've got plenty, few hundred. So we want the growth potions to be coming on the 3rd tier. And we'll probably start from this point here. Yep, we'll put you up to the corner and then we just put them belted in. Then we just want to set the cannons up before we call it an episode as well. That's just going to future-proof us a little bit. So, the whole of the upstairs, except for that back wall there. Actually, let's just do it. And if we don't ever need it at a later date, we can always take it back to where we need it. But let's get everything plugged in ready. And if I need to, I can always send this bus downstairs to join the buses downstairs. Wouldn't be that hard to do. And then we just want to connect up. Probably grab a couple of blocks like this. Because I'm going to have a catcher here. Maybe start one back. But we do like to keep a 3 space. So that's actually right. Let's go in hopper. And then in between episodes, yeah, we don't need. Okay, the game is saving. I was wondering why that didn't do. So we can go about 2.5 tiles. So I'm thinking you need to drop to here and then you need to drop over to there. That'd be a good way of doing it. I could. Well, we did just mention we got some new conveyors, didn't we? No, I don't think this is the right build for it. No, we'll stick with what I was going to do. So we'll get rid of you. Or do I want to put the box there? No, we'll have the box still. Just in case the lines fill up, I don't have to worry about this machine stopping. Then we'll get a cannon on the end. Leave a 1 space. Just in case I want to put split off at some point. You're not going to reach. I'm pretty confident on that. Yeah, as I thought. So maybe something around here. And then we'll take a copy of you. And I want to stick with the cannons, not the catapults, just because they have more that can go through them. And then you can go into there. So anything that's not being used in this build now is going onto my bus line. And then anything I need with fertilizer, we can either connect here. If we need fuel, we can connect here. The bottom line is looking very nice. Okay, it has stopped the bottom line. Did I break something? I did. Okay, so we need to change this then. Where you're coming from here. This would be a great time to be putting in a priority merger. So I want the stuff upstairs. I don't mind if this line downstairs backs up. But I want the priority to be the upstairs stuff. So yeah, I don't need to change this at all. This can stop the same. We'll take you out here before the joining. We'll take it off this side because I don't know how it's going to need to join. I don't use priority mergers much, so we'll use it in this case. So yellow is your priority. So that is going to be the bottom line. And then the top line would then have to go above it. Single belt there. And if it backs up downstairs, it doesn't matter because then if any of the machines need it, there's going to be money on the belt down here. So yeah, everything should then start backing up on this side and allow the stuff upstairs to come down. Yep, that line stopped. That's allowing everything downstairs to release down. But the belts are looking very nice down here now. Don't think it's quite ready for me to go up to 10s yet. Because actually these are looking pretty good as well now. It was looking a bit dry the last time I checked on them. What about the start of the diamonds? Yeah, it's not full here. So yeah, we'll put another diamond build down. We want to do it now. We'd have to cut it from here. Okay, I've got all the items I need to make it. Let's just have a look at the bulk orders for the day. Unstable catalyst we can't do. And I would need to cut the malachite off again to do that, but let's do that. So it has to be from this joining, and then we have to include the cannon in it as well. Confirm, and I should still have everything I need to build it. Connect up the walls, and then go out until the cannon's not red anymore. Okay, I think I've got something wrong with this build because the cannon's down the back there and I don't think it should be there. So let's connect you up. Make sure the back is connected up as well. Can't take the roof off because I've got stuff upstairs. Actually, I might be able to just take the wall out. Because we've got supports either side. Okay, so these only take 2 connection points, not 3. I was expecting 3, but that's fine. We'll put the walls in between episodes. And then we just got to get down to the back. Get this cannon. So you should have 3 ports in there, yeah. 1, 2, 3. So each diamond machine is going into 1 and then that gets sold in the shop. Money's going in and it should automatically have the stuff on, so that's fine. And we're seeing sand coming through, so the bottom machine should kick into life. So we've increased our diamond build and we can't get another one in here, but we can get definitely more across this side if we want to. But that's our way of just earning money in the background. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it there on this one. So yeah, definitely on the next episode, I think I want to go into sulfuric acid. Then from sulfuric acid, we want to make topaz to sell in the shop. Which I don't think's too bad. It just means I'll have to take down that diamond setup I've got temporarily up the other side. We'll build this on the 2nd floor. And then after that, we will have to then go into brandy and into blast potions. We need to go into whatever that. I need to look into whatever I need for that Oblivion essence, which is the 2nd one across. And I probably need to go into black powder as well. But black powder is going to need the sulfur stuff. So we'll set it up on here. And then probably dip back to black powder. And then move up to blast potions after that. But hopefully you're still enjoying the series, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.